Hey everybody, sorry it's been a little while, but this is Sam Dog coming at you guys with another video and want to get my thoughts of the 2018 Seahawks schedule this year. So my thoughts, it's still going to be a tough season though. And whatever happens is whatever happens. I'm not the kind of guy that makes predictions and stuff on games. I know it's fun to make predictions on who wins what and all that stuff too, but it's going to be a pretty interesting season, But anyway, so let's get to it. So week one, we're at Denver. The first 2 weeks of the season, there were two road games I actually was thinking about going to. I wanted to try to go to either between Denver and Chicago, and the crazy part about it is those two road games end up being in the first 2 weeks of the freaking season where we're on the road. So yeah, week one, we're at Denver, taking on the Broncos. You know who they just signed Case Keenum as their quarterback, but who knows what's going to happen. Maybe they might still take another quarterback in this draft though too. And speaking of which, we are 1 week away from the draft, and I don't know where I'm going to be watching the draft, but there's a possibility I'm probably going to be watching at home. Other than that, week two, we're against the Chicago Bears on Monday Night Football, and I might think about going to that one. I got family back in the Midwest, obviously, Wisconsin, and then I may have someone in Chicago. So I visited Chicago. I love Chicago, man. I love the pizza there, and great place to visit too. And plus, Soldier Field's another one of the legendary NFL venues in football. Then week three is our home opener against the Dallas Cowboys. Who knows how they're gonna rebuild in that too? Plus, there's still the rumor of that Earl Thomas trade, which I got word that Earl Thomas said he wasn't gonna hold out. But then again, who knows what the hell is gonna happen because we don't know true intentions of players. Week four, we're at the Arizona Cardinals in Glendale, Arizona. And then week five, surprisingly, we actually play the Rams in Seattle, which the Rams are obviously going to be stacked. So they're probably going to take the division again. As much as I have true confidence in my Seahawks though too, but this is probably going to be the point where we all got to recognize that every team has to rebuild at some point, right? That's just how the NFL works, When you start losing stuff too, you got to just let go of certain players to be able to get good players. And teams aren't built through free agency. They're built through the draft, and that's the reality of the league. Okay, so week five, and then week six, we obviously going to London to play the now John Gruden head coach Oakland Raiders, future Las Vegas Raiders. Yep, because they'll be moving to Vegas in a few years. And then week eight, after that, we get to play against our former players, Deshaun Shedd and Luke Wilson, as we go to Detroit to take on the Detroit Lions in Ford Field. And so, who knows? I can never really predict records. So I just let the shit happen, But if we're sub 500 and stuff too, hey, you know what? We're rebuilding draft stock, Gotta get that draft stock back too. Week nine, we host the Los Angeles Chargers. Still getting used to saying that thing too, because ever since they left San Diego. So we play the LA Chargers week 9. Then week 10, we go down to LA to play the Rams for the second time. And then week 11 is all right, hold on, week 11, Thursday Night Football, we're playing the Green Bay Packers. They come to Seattle. I went to Lambeau last year for week 1 when we played the Packers. I know we lost that one, but the people in Green Bay were just they were really respectful and cool people, and that was just a really fun experience for me and my dad when we got to go to Lambeau. So yeah, the Packers come here Thursday Night Football. Then after that, we're playing against the Carolina Panthers in Carolina in week 12. And then Richard Sherman's return to Seattle when we play our rival San Francisco 49ers is a Sunday Night Football game. Of course, they would make it a primetime game because of Sherman's return. They want to get that Baldwin versus Sherman matchup on national television, which I like the hype, I definitely like the hype of primetime games. It's always pretty cool, especially when you get to go to primetime games in your home stadium, no matter what happens, I love going to those Sunday night, Monday night games, and some Thursday night games, depends, because even when I'm by the tunnel, there are certain people that, from like the networks that you can meet too if they decide to come by and are nice enough to come sign. I've met a few of them guys. Yep. Then after that, we are on Monday Night Football against Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings on Monday Night Football, Week 14 in Seattle. And then after that, Week 15, we're at San Francisco for the second round against Baldwin versus Sherman number 2. Yeah, Yeah, 2 matchups, obviously twice a year, playing them twice a year, obviously, because it's the division. And then week 16, December 23rd, is Sunday Night Football against the Kansas City Chiefs in Seattle. So we get to play against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. And then finally, last but not least, is the Arizona Cardinals on December 30th at home, which is the finale. So my thoughts, still, obviously, Seahawks till I die, still going to be at all the games and, go 100%, And, hey, love of football, Got to love it, man. It's the NFL season, But the draft is coming up next week. I will try to do a video and of my thoughts of what's going on. Maybe I'll talk about, surprising moves that certain teams made to get certain players. Because, there will obviously be trades to get certain players. In the draft, trade ups or trade downs, and what those teams are giving up. And who knows? I don't know if we'll actually use a first-round pick, I bet you we trade down, and who knows? If we trade out of the first round, who knows what the heck's going to happen, Personally, I'd like to see us use a first-round pick, but we have no second or third-round pick, so it'll be interesting. So stay tuned, and I'm sorry if I haven't been keeping up on my videos, with work and everything, too, and a bunch of stuff that I've had going on. So just trying to keep back up with it and make sure that, I'm giving good info and just doing what I'm going to do. So other than that, you guys have a good day. Thank you for tuning in. Go Hawks, and appreciate y'all.